Hello and welcome to Reel to Reel. Thanks so much for joining us today as we begin the program celebrating the class of 2016 and the graduations held recently at the 4 Catholic high schools in the Diocese of Springfield. We have team coverage today beginning with Holyoke Catholic High School's commencement exercises June 2nd.
The class of 2016 at Holyoke Catholic High School, as their school merges with Cathedral to become Pope Francis High School, expects it will thrive since it combines the best traditions and strengths from both schools.
This year was meaningful because it's our last graduating class, so it's bittersweet. We do look forward to moving on to the future, and it's just another chapter in our history.
The final graduating class of Gales entered St. Jerome's Church for the 54th annual conferring of diplomas on June 2nd. Salutatorian Megan Gonzalez said she will utilize her experience at Holyoke Catholic when attending Emmanuel College in the fall.
I think I'll take my faith with me. I've learned to incorporate my faith into my education, so I think I'll always take that with me.
Springfield Bishop Mitchell T. Rosansky said it was joyous to think of the young people as they begin the next phase of their journey.
Asking for them God's blessing and the grace, the light of His truth, and the peace that only God can give for them as they continue in their lives ahead.
Bishop Rosansky presented diplomas to 68 graduates. Valedictorian Nathan Ferreira, who will attend the University of Massachusetts in September, said he is blessed to graduate from the prestigious Holyoke Catholic High School.
This being the last class for this great school, it's really been an honor to participate in all the great celebrations and festivities that have been taking place.
This year, graduates received $1.5 million in scholarships. Principal Mary Ann Linehan said 100% of the class of 2016 were accepted to institutions of higher learning. Now Peggy Weber brings her coverage of the Cathedral High School graduation in Springfield.
Where the school began in 1883, Cathedral High School celebrated its final graduation at St. Michael's Cathedral in Springfield. The 51 graduates marched into the full church and received their diplomas from Springfield Bishop Mitchell T. Rosansky. Nam Pham, the valedictorian, reflected on the historical aspect, but mostly on how much he liked his cathedral experience.
It's the end of a great legacy. The school has been open for a very long time, and I feel a privilege to be part of it. I like how close we were as a class. It was a small school, but I felt that was a good thing because we were very close-knit, so I felt like I made a lot of friendships that I will treasure for the rest of my life.
He and salutatorian Teresa Henley spoke about the importance of their Catholic faith and Catholic education.
It influences every decision I make. It's defined me as a person for a very long time.
The third of 8 children, Teresa's younger brother Benjamin, will continue on to Pope Francis High School in the fall. Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno brought greetings from the city and said the school has a wonderful history of leadership. He noted the legacy and mystique of Cathedral would live on. Bishop Rosansky reflected on the significance of the day.
Certainly it is bittersweet. We think of the great history of the cathedral, but we also think too of the future of Catholic education here in the Diocese of Springfield. So as our graduates from today go forth, their lives open up with different venues of college, of work, or military service, so too are we reminded that we also go forward and we transition from Cathedral and Holyoke Catholic High Schools into Pope Francis High School. And that's a sign of hope for our diocese.
Juliana Campbell offered the welcome and spoke about the themes of mercy and trust and the unique challenges faced by her class. Her entire address can be viewed on the Western Mass Catholic Voices blog. Lexi Griffin praised her experience at Cathedral, noting she transferred in as a sophomore, despite the fact that her hometown of West Springfield was building a brand new high school. She described Cathedral as family. The students also recognized John Miller, who served as principal of Cathedral for 11 years. They gave him a painting of the school in Wilbraham. As a proud graduate of Cathedral High School, it was an honor and a privilege to cover the 132nd and final graduation. But it is also a joy to think about the beginning of the new Pope Francis High School. And now my colleague Rebecca Drake will tell us about the graduation at St. Mary's in Westfield.
4 years of faith, friendship, and academic excellence led these 23 students to the Baccalaureate Mass and 113th commencement exercises for St. Mary High School in Westfield. William Armstrong IV, the valedictorian of the class of 2016, says he will remember how St. Mary's deepened his faith and shaped his character.
St. Mary's is just such a special place for me personally. I think my fondest memory might have been our senior retreat. I remember all the tears and all the emotion there, and I mean, everything's just culminated to this night.
Class salutatorian Weija Fiona Chen says she will miss St. Mary's, but will carry with her a very special gift.
I will definitely bring with me my Catholic faith, because I was a Protestant, and when I came to St. Mary's, I fell in love with the culture and all the sacraments, and I converted to Catholicism, and I was baptized and confirmed and received my first communion this Easter. So that was definitely the most wonderful experience I've ever had.
Nicole Nietzsche, head of school for St. Mary Parish, was a witness to the spiritual growth of the class of 2016.
This particular group has grown in their faith in ways that I've never seen a group grow before. And in terms of going off into the world, they're going to incredible places. We are so proud of this particular group of men and women.
And Bishop Rosansky had this request for the departing graduates.
Take what you have learned here, those lessons of life, those lessons of learning, to be examples for others of mercy, of wisdom, of peace. For in those ways, we can truly make our world a better place for all.
2, 1. The St. Mary High School graduates have learned their lessons well and take with them their faith and the love of family, friends, and classmates. And now our celebration of Catholic high school graduations continues with my colleague Kathleen Harrington in Pittsfield.
Take time to continue working on your relationship with God. Always pursue excellence in everything you do and continue to serve others.
Principal Amy Jolinas opened Sunday's graduation from St. Joseph Central High School in Pittsfield with advice and praise.
We are very proud of you all.
Teachers and parents alike have reason to be proud. Nearly 2/3 of the graduating seniors earned honors and above, with nearly half of the class on the National Honor Society. Salutatorian Elizabeth Bean is bound for Providence College.
I only looked at Catholic colleges, so I wanted to continue the Catholic education.
Speaking before the Baccalaureate Mass, Bean thanked her teachers and parents for their support. Then addressing her classmates, she asked them to consider.
The most important thing you must decide is what kind of footprint you want to leave on this world.
At the head of the class, the valedictorian is following in his grandmother's footprints.
My class had 122.
Anne Tremblay was at the top of her graduating class back in 1951. All 6 of her children attended St. Joe's. Now, it's her grandson's turn at the top.
I will be going to school at RPI.
Edward Tremblay has his sights set on becoming an engineer. But first, he produced a piece of fruit as he served up his message to the class of 2016.
Today, I challenge you to be an orange in this world. Provide fuel for the betterment of humanity. Don't sit around until you score.
Bishop Rosansky asked the students to embrace a hopeful heart and to use it to transform the world.
And as we gather here this afternoon, we do so with that great sense of hope in our hearts for the graduates of the class of 2016.
But as they marched out of the church and into the gym for hugs and photos, there was one last act for the students as a class.
The 34 members of St. Joseph's graduating class leave filled with hope and an impressive $1.1 million in scholarships and awards. For Real to Real, I'm Kathy Harrington.
Congratulations to all the graduates from the class of 2016.